Hey, it wouldn't be another week on YouTube without another YouTuber getting into some major drama. This time it is not Gerard the Completionist, it's someone else. Are you ready? Life is beautiful and terrible simultaneously. I have a bird on my table. Do you care? Probably not. You're probably tired of the birds, but now it's time for news. Skip it up and that up. I have two other channels, a live stream channel and a music channel. You should go check them both out. Top pinned comment and link below in the description. I'm a man, I make music, I live stream. Shameless plug done. Now back to the video.
Effective immediately.
So does anyone remember the Pro Jared situation? Yeah, now look, I saw his junk. And in the end, he is a pervert, but it wasn't as bad as initially that some people were making it seem. They were trying to say that he was grooming people. He wasn't. They were trying to make it like he knew that they were underage. He didn't. And it ended up being a giant nothing burger with two people that were clout chasers who were accusing Pro Jared of things because he was a pervert and he would seem like an easy target. And they were looking for clout and money. They were literally posting like cash apps and stuff like, hey, you heard about us through Pro Jared? Throw us some money. Because that nothing screams credibility like, hey, we're accusing someone of something. You want to give us some money while we're accusing them? In the end, like I said, it was a nothing burger. Pro Jared is just a weirdo, and I have seen his dong. Something I didn't want to see. Anyway, now we're on to another YouTuber. Allegedly, okay, we need to hear both sides of the story, even though there are plenty of receipts here, being a pervert towards Lady Emily. Now, if you don't know who Lady Emily is, she actually is a writer for other channels as well, but she writes for her own channel, and she has an absolutely amazing video on James Rolfe in Cinemassacre. I'll have a link to it below in the description. Why I bring all that up too, besides the fact that she's a fantastic YouTuber, is that she's established. She doesn't have to do this for clout. She doesn't have to do this for recognition. She's doing this because this dude, Chuggaaconroy, who is a Let's Player on YouTube, has been a complete weirdo, an incessant, nonstop, I guess you would be considered a sex pest. I don't see him sending a picture of his junk here, so we'll call him a sex pest. It's like a step down from assaulting somebody or whatever you want to call them. So today, Lady Emily dropped this bomb on Chuggaaconroy, and it's not good, and I'm not laughing at what happened, but he's just a weird guy. So he's been incessant for a very long time, and she wanted to get this off her chest, and this is what she had to say. Are you ready? Probably not, but here we go. Blanket, I'm just going to get this off my chest. Last year, Chuggaaconroy kept trying to get me to initiate erotic foot fetish roleplay with him while he also had a girlfriend. Oh, that's an extra layer. This included sending shoes to my house under the guise of a gift, only to constantly ask for feet pics afterwards. That's not weird at all. I mean, look, man, I'm not condoning infidelity, but, you know, Dr. Disrespect says hello. Like, life happens. It's just, I'm not saying it's right, but if we go and cancel everyone that for infidelity, there will be quite a bit of people that are canceled. It's even outside of this YouTube thing. It's something that happens. If it's two consenting adults, whether it's infidelity or not, it's not my business. The foot fetish stuff and being creepy and incessant on someone, that's what we need to talk about. Anyway, Lady Emily comes with receipts. Let's continue here. This is going to be a long video. She continues, eventually I started ignoring him because I wasn't sure how to navigate around him clearly trying to rope me into fetish blank. And in return, his messages to me got more frequent and aggressive. And she shows these messages here. Chuggaaconroy, she blanks something out and beautiful. So I originally planned to go with black with a floral pattern. What? He's real intense about this, but they lacked it in your size. So I went with what I thought was most likely to go with any clothes. Oh, honestly, great call because I love black high tops, but haven't had any in years and years. So it's kind of weird, but normal there. She replies back one more time. And okay, look, there's literally someone today that I messaged a couple times like months ago, and this person just got back to me. Things happen. But after you leave a couple messages, like 2 or 3, Chuggaaconroy, stop. It's obvious that the person doesn't want to talk to you. So here we go. I'll start with this one. You tend to disappear. She doesn't respond. No, gonna ping you once more. She doesn't respond. Well, hello. Have a nice doctor's visit. I guess he's following stuff that she's saying on Twitter. Again, after this one. This is all. Look at the times. 9/16, 2023. Few hours later, same day, 2023. The next day, asking about the doctor's visit, 9/17. Sorry to ping you again. I just wanted to know. Same day at 11:30, close to midnight. Damn, you're no fun. I'm kidding. I'm just a little concerned. Are you okay? I need my foot fetish filled. I'll feign concern about your doctor's appointment. So he's having a conversation with himself. And for some reason, when I see him in this still image that I'm looking at, he reminds me of the game dude. Yeah, that's him. He reminds me of the game dude, which fits what's going on here. So let's continue. Sorry, that was rude of me. I shouldn't have said stuff like that. So he's apologizing for talking to himself and not getting a response. Even jokingly, you have your own stuff going on as much as I do. That was the 18th. That's just a day later. Hours later after that, or the same day, I should say, not hours later, because one was at 12:53 a.m. The other one is at 3:05 p.m. However, both on the 18th of September. Hey, sorry right now if I'm bugging you. Another message 3 hours later. Am I bugging you too much? Yes, you are. You're like 7 messages in here that she hasn't responded to. I'm just getting done with work and so I hadn't heard back. Continuing on. Hey, you, how's today? You feeling any better? All right, so, hey, sorry if I'm bugging you. I understand you got your stuff going on too. You just said this, dude. I just wanted to, at least he waited a couple days this time. He waited a whole, I think, 3 days. Good for him. Hey, sorry if I'm bugging you. I understand you've got your own stuff going on too. I just wanted to wish you well tonight after seeing you talking about how much being sick set you back. I've really enjoyed talking to you more through it. I'll leave you be after this message in case you need rest. You should have let her rest like 6 messages ago. And this is from October. I missed you. Are you doing any better? At least he's spacing them out a day now. So one's October 26th, one's October 27th, one's October 28th. Then he waited 2 days. Blargin. And now our foot fetish horny man is back on November 1st. Hey, hope I'm not piling on. I just saw you were on. Oh, dude, are you like sitting there waiting to see what she's doing? Okay, anyway. And Lady Emily says this too. As far as I know, I'm not the only one, nor the first person he's doing this to. He would try to assure me everything is fine while also clearly trying to initiate fetish italicized text. And she has more receipts here. That's what I thought too. I was like, I could fix this, but it's funnier if it's flawed. At times I do miss the versatility of the old avatar. It was fun to mess with. What she's showing is they're having a normal conversation and how he's going to shift it. This is what he says here. Is that the face you'd make if I ran off with your shoes at a con? Man. Anyway, so now he's writing a poem here. Here they go from talking about avatars. This is yes, it is a few days later. He goes from talking about avatars with her, and now he's just, he's pulling no punches here. Yeah, being forward with you because I'd rather not keep anything from you and let you make the best decision for you. I am into that, but only with my significant other. I also like talking about shoes with people because it's also an interest. Yeah, for your wiener. I talked with my significant other about this when we started dating, and she told me I can talk about shoes with other people because it isn't sexual with my friends. So you just, hey man, let's talk about shoes. Stop right now. It's just something I enjoy talking about with my friends too. I know that might be a lot to share, and I'm sorry if it is, but I feel it's best to just be open with people and consider what I'd like to know if I was in their position. So it's very important, Lady Emily, you know about Chuggaaconroy's foot fetish. It's life or death. So wait a second. So he continues on here, talking to himself again. Good. Glad we understand each other. Walks up behind you and trips with you some fancy footwork. You thud to the ground, and I yank your sneakers off in an instant. Ha ha, loser. Chucks them at you. He's like, I guarantee you he had a boner while typing all this. This is so weird. Now here she's showing a selfie, and Chuggaaconroy zoomed in on the shoes. For reasons, this is what she had to say. It had started with him attending my Pokemon Black streams last December and chatting. We started talking in DMs because he seemed chill. Then on June 4th, I uploaded a selfie and he zoomed into my shoes in the background and messaged me about them. Okay, there she is. And there's Chuggaaconroy, nice sneakers. And he wanted to send her more shoes, hoping that she had a P.O. box. And again, here he is. They're talking about something in a video game, and he goes back to shoes. Like there's no transition. It's like, hey man, you're doing great at that game. By the way, let's talk about your feet again. Good work. If I may be so bold, what's your sneaker size? Oh, generally around give or take a little, but that's usually what works most often. Nice. Yeah. Now, if I'm going to be fully unbiased here, I get it, Lady Emily. It puts you in an uncomfortable spot, but you should have been like, look, man, let's chill with this. Because he's not getting the hint. I know it's awkward. It puts you in an awkward place. But it being like, look, I'd love to talk to you. We could be friends, but this whole foot thing needs to stop. But I understand, too, on the flip side, he seems like a persistent guy and you didn't want any more awkwardness. So I know it's a roll of the dice. So here she's showing how he makes small talk and just derails it again into shoe fetish crap. Okay, well, I'll figure something out. Not sure if you have any dislikes for me to be aware of. I'm sure whatever you get me, I'll like. Ha ha, how nice of you, Chuggaaconroy says. And Great Cheshire, or Lady Emily says, of course. So, like, what are you feeling about Zelda? So he's starting it with something softer to be like, hey, if I could talk about games with her, then I could talk about how I get a boner looking at feet. So, like, what are you feeling about Zelda? And she replies with, I'm personally really loving it. I think it will be better than Breath of the Wild. And here we go. Sent you some stuff today. I had a plan A I couldn't do because your feet were too darn big. Who says darn? What a dork. So I went with a different idea. Ooh, I'm excited to see what it is. Thank you so much. Wow, you took that surprisingly well. Lamau. I know my feet are big. It's a thing. I am curious what plan A was. So again, they're talking about games, and out of left field, he just goes into shoes again here. Okay, I'm going to miss your shoes. It was kind of nice being their caretaker again. Looks at them in my hands. As hard as it was at times, they stunk horribly. And she wrote here, talking about what was their convos would often derail suddenly. One moment we'd just be talking about Nintendo games, and then it would shift immediately to feet talk. He was very persistent in commenting how big my feet are. I tried to respond with blunt jokes to make the vibes less creepy out of nerves. And for those of you asking how I know it was his actual Discord and not an impersonator I was talking to, beyond the fact that I ran it by mutuals of ours to make sure it was valid, here's our first connection over Twitter leading up to things going to Discord. She's proving that it is Chuggaaconroy because they linked up with each other's Discords. So it's him. There's no way around it. Now, someone's saying here, and I don't really know how it makes a difference, but okay, just out of curiosity, this person on Twitter said, what was your response to his first screenshot here, and why would you not include the context? As a response to the message you haven't shown would imply you have responded positively. Show all the context before trying to out someone like this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, like I just said, okay, I understand it's an uncomfortable thing. It's an advice I'm going to give to women in general. If you're not interested in a dude, especially if they're not getting the hint, you just say, look, we could be friends. We don't even have to say that. Like, look, I appreciate this. I respectfully have to decline. I'm not interested. It's the best thing you could do. But I understand that it's awkward and sometimes you don't want to do it because you don't know the response from some people, but you have to though. And then at that point, if they're still being assholes, no one is going to defend them. There's no reason to defend this guy either way, but you get my point. But to this person here, what does the context matter when he's consistently messaging over and over and over and over again and she's not responding? She's not responding. Let it go. After like maybe 3 messages at the most, you should have been like, all right, you know what? But he was messaging her multiple times a day with her not responding. Now, look, from what she's saying, he's done this to other people too. We'll see what happens in the future. You know how this goes once a ball starts rolling or once the snowball rolls down the hill, it gets bigger, which means there's the snowball effect. I don't know, but I'm sure we'll see other people come forward. Now, does this make this guy very weird and questionable? Yes. Do I think his YouTube channel should be shut down and his entire career should be ruined with just this? No. Do I think he should have been outed though so he knows to chill out? Yes. Do I believe Lady Emily? Yes. But do I want to still hear Chuggaaconroy's side of the story? Because there's always 2 sides. Yes. But this doesn't make him look good. And these are receipts that are there. And this isn't clout chasing, rando on Twitter. This is an established YouTuber who has her own thing going. She didn't have to call out Chuggaaconroy to get clout. Anyway, we'll see what happens with this. And again, we always have to look back to the Pro Jared situation and know that we need to find out all the details, but you always take an allegation like this serious and you hear from both sides and never just dismiss anybody, and don't dismiss Lady Emily. But we need to find out more. That's just the way it goes. Remember with Angry Joe, there were allegations that nothing happened. But again, everyone's different. And then there's allegations that have a ton of receipts and are 100% accurate. So let's see where this goes. But this does not look good for Chuggaaconroy. And hopefully he learns a lesson from this. And hopefully it doesn't get worse. Because one thing I notice is that when one person comes out and exposes somebody, and then there's another person who comes forward about a personality, and then it ends up being 10 times worse. I hope that's not what happens here, but you never know. Let's see where this leads to. Maybe I'll try to get Lady Emily on the show and see if she wants to discuss some stuff. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.